Recently, Meghan Markle, sort of alerted the world, shall we say, the fact that she'd sent out some of that now infamous preserve, jelly, jam, whatever you want to call it, to a British UK weather presenter on the very little watch Good Morning Britain. And apparently this was as a thank you to him for supporting her. Well, all those years ago now, just after the Oprah Winfrey interview, when she managed to get removed the star presenter from that show, Piers Morgan. Yeah, so celebrating that by sending a pot of jam must be thrilling, don't you think? Of course, I told you via the Fox News website exactly how Meghan and her team had also sent over jam to Clarence House for His Majesty the King. And this really was deemed as something of a, how can I put this, a sort of, I hate that word olive branch, but you know what I mean. There was sort of, is this an olive branch, that type of stuff. It didn't necessarily work out. But Meghan has been very busy, or indeed her team have been busy, by sending out various hospitality boxes to people that they would hope, would support her and more importantly, talk about it. But sadly, so far, it appears it's not exactly going to plan. As ever, let me explain. Morning, chums, nice to see you. Thank you so much. Isn't this a beautiful church here? Sorry, we'll have a better way than that. Isn't this a beautiful church? You know, when you look at these sort of things like this, you do kind of sense the level of community in these areas, you know, because everybody would have attended this church upon its opening. And literally, all life would have been here, you know. I don't mean to sound grim, but births, deaths, marriages, all that sort of stuff, all centred around a very small hamlet, a village. And we're in the very heart of Yorkshire at the moment. I just think it's the sort of thing, tell me if I'm wrong, but you imagine Miss Marple, St Mary's Mead. Yes, do you remember those things? It's the sort of thing, isn't it, where everybody will be having tea, twitching curtains. Well, we are, aren't we? That's the thing. We all are, really. We just do it digitally now, don't we? And that's the thing, but beautiful. I'll show you a little bit more in the sidebar shortly. But here's the story, you see, that I wanted to share with you. As I said, Meghan Markle and her team, Alex Beresford, the weather presenter of Good Morning Britain, he did exactly what Meghan had hoped he would do, mentioned it on his social media pages, and then, of course, she got some much needed free publicity. But Meghan, I can tell you, from an excellent source, also sent out those hospitality boxes to the likes of British Vogue, Tatler, Elle, you name it, anywhere like that, including the said buyers of big places like Harrods, Selfridges, Fortnum & Masons, in the vain hope that they may take on a product in a quest to becoming a billionaire. Now, why would she send it to the king? Of course, she knows that the British monarchy wouldn't certainly include that on the royal website or indeed on the social media pages. And as I pointed out, she was kind of looking for validation, if you like, from King Charles, who she claims to people she and her got on incredibly well. Might suggest, though, that wasn't necessarily the case behind the scenes. You see, while His Majesty the King was more than happy to see Meghan Markle enter the fray of the British monarchy, he clearly and would have had no idea about exactly how difficult things could become, particularly for him. And as we know, when his youngest son recently came over to the United Kingdom, for his health, strength and all-round good feeling, he decided it was best to keep at arm's length, because when Harry returns, it's simply all about, well, what Meghan wants, as I've told you. And what Meghan wants really is to try and break the UK market without actually coming here. And as I said, by reaching out to people like the weatherman, and nonetheless, let me tell you, the Prince and Princess of Wales are the recipient also of those hospitality boxes. Now, in the fairness of impartiality, what I can tell you is, do we know exactly whether Meghan sanctioned all those boxes, you know, or did they come from her marketing team? I would suspect, given the fact that she is concerned about the boxing, the tissues, the labels, then yes. And this could be seen as some sort of form of trolling. You know, there is, of course, the person that's created a lot of problems for you, now sending over what she would deem as hospitality. But either way, consequently, Meghan still believes that the British public, the market, the availability, if you like, still like her essentially. And once they get to know her and her brand in her brand new form as entrepreneur, you know, sort of billionaire in the making, then apparently we'll all embrace it. And what she's hoping for predominantly is a very good response from one of those major brands like Harrods or Fortnum's or indeed Harvey Nicks or Selfridges. Who will crack first, and will Meghan supply them for free in order to be stored inside those prestigious stores? Truly, This is what's going on behind the scenes. Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.